Hello and welcome everyone to Let's Play Tomb Raider 2 Remastered. This is 115 speaking, and before I officially welcome you to 4D Fathoms, I did promise I'll take a good picture of the yellow submarine that we were not really able to do under lighting conditions in the diving area, so here we are fixing this mistake. And it's funny because you can already see it looks nothing like its FMV counterpart with its giant cockpit glass bubble. Here it looks more like a couple of spider eyes more than anything. So again, really from that direction looks nothing like its FMV counterpart, but it's still worth capturing, I think so anyway. I think to do better, it would help to... You know what, let me just roll it like this and get a little bit closer, and of course we are gonna capture it in its remastered and also original glory. There it is, very cute, and I want to do the same thing also from the rear, just to appreciate the lengths they went to. And there we go. Awesome, and I think we can now let it crash. There it is, and the lights will flicker off. So let me officially welcome you to 4D Fathoms. This starts essentially the third Mediterranean level, but if you consider the offshore rig and diving area their own separate chapter, which maybe even the devs do, given as we got the Codex of Bartoli achievement for finding secrets in just those two levels, well, the following 4 Mediterranean levels are a chapter in their own right. But I'm gonna stick to the Mediterranean nomenclature in my playlist titles and my scrolling texts. So this seems like a short level because we are only going to get our hands on 14 goodies and kill 16 enemies. Well, actually even less than that, because getting all the kills is mutually exclusive with no fish soup today achievement. So for the next following level, I'm also going to include this tracker on screen, just like we did with the fire safety achievement in the diving area, because our task now is, rather than killing all the sharks in these levels, is to not even hurt them and also not let them bite you. Now, I've been doing some research for this achievement and thorough testing, and the achievement description is a bit misleading because not only can they not bite you, but there'll be situations when they'll go for the bite, but you'll avoid them in the last split second and not take any damage. But that will still fail the achievement. Essentially, if you hear this sound, you will have failed the achievement. Okay, so this is very important. You need to really play these levels and listen carefully, because the moment you hear this sound, it means you have failed and need to reload. Now, I kind of wondered what is most important, getting all the kills or unlocking this achievement? Well, both, obviously, right? Now, they are mutually exclusive. So, starting from 4D Fathoms, for this and the upcoming 3 other levels, I'm gonna essentially do 2 alternate playthroughs. One where I'm gonna focus on avoiding getting bitten by the sharks and not hurting them. That means not just ignoring shark kills, but also some associated enemies surrounding them, small barracudas sometimes, because you don't want a stray harpoon to hit a shark, right? And essentially invalidate the achievement. So that's going to be my main focus of the main Let's Play proper, because I imagine most of you guys are interested in getting your platinum trophies or unlocking all the achievements rather than having nice in-game statistics. But for the rest of us, I'm going to include a little bit of a bonus reel at the end of each video where I'm going to show you and add a few comments on your harpoon gun ammunition management and how best to kill those enemies. Okay, so that's essentially it, and hopefully I will appease all of you this way. And of course, I didn't mention it, but we are going to find these levels 3 secrets, assuming we do not drown. So, it was a bit easier to see in the original graphics, just crates and barrels. Here, it's hidden behind seaweed. But they put this huge chain here to help guide you. Essentially, you need to follow the junk to find the entrance into the wreck itself. And my god, they did an outstanding job, because this ceiling really looks just like it did in the FMV. This is pretty neat. And approaching in the distance is the bane of my existence, the sharks. And trying to get all the kills in these levels is an absolute nightmare, but entirely possible, but very difficult given the limited harpoon ammunition. However, I found it impossible on New Game Plus, but later about that. It actually takes 8 harpoons to kill one of these. Guess how many it takes on New Game Plus? Double that? Yes, plus 2 more harpoons, so 18 harpoons to kill these guys on New Game Plus, which is ridiculous. Let's not even get close, because we're attempting the No Fish Soup Today achievement, and yes, that means I will play every single level of these Mediterraneans, that's 40 Fathoms, Wreck of Mariadoria, Living Quarters, and the deck twice, okay? Because, like I said, these are mutually exclusive goals, to get all the kills and to essentially unlock this achievement. And hopefully my videos will cater to you no matter what your priority and preference is. So very important to go for that air pocket there. And essentially roughly at about this time you entering this area, another shark spawns inside this rusted hull, okay? But we're not gonna linger here. We're interested in pulling this underwater lever and immediately swimming away from where the sharks can reach us and leave them behind. Okay, let me check if maybe they're... Okay, usually this doesn't happen, but I'm glad it did whilst I'm recording. Usually the shark gets stuck all the way there at the entrance with the air pocket. Okay, so now we just need to make it here before we'll hear the shark biting. The thing is, the game's enemies don't really calculate the verticality of these games really well. Think of if you ever played the classic Doom 1 and 2. There was no verticality when it came to aim, and the enemies don't really realize that Lara is, let's say, even 10 squares beneath them or 10 squares above them. If you're at roughly the same spot, no matter the verticality with these sharks, they'll start biting. And all it takes is to them start biting for you to fail the achievement. So let's see how we go about doing this. I would like to trick this guy a little. Maybe I'm not going to be successful. And my friends, we have just about failed the achievement. Wonderful, isn't it? So, I'll see you back at this spot again. Come on, have your way with us. Let me show you how much damage these guys take. And you know what? This is an excellent photo opportunity. Okay, there we go. Okay, back for round 2. Actually, as we're approaching the wreck of Mariadoria yet again, I'd also like to apologize for my inactivity for almost 2 weeks in between this and my previous video, and the reason was that I got terribly sick. Yet again I lost my voice, and suffice to say it was pretty damn frustrating not to be able to use it. I use it to work, I use it to record these videos, and actually I use it quite often just to talk to myself. It helps me organize my thoughts, and yeah. It was difficult, but I kept myself busy, and I've in the meantime did the pistols only time trial for Tomb Raider 2 on my PS4, and also I 100%ed the entire New Game Plus and unlocked my Platinum trophy. So I kept myself busy practicing for everything that's to come, at least, so it's not a complete waste of time. I guess that's the nicest way to recover from sickness, is to play video games you absolutely love and adore. Okay, let's see if the second shark made it here this time. No, it did not. And I would love to show you where it got stuck instead. So this is usually the most common scenario. And of course, it's the easiest way to avoid it is to not even have it here, surprisingly. No, I don't see it anywhere here, which is pretty suspicious. But the moment we were to swim back, the second shark would appear. Maybe we just need to sing the baby shark song. Anyway, let's make a run for it and use the fact that it's not here this time. And instead swim further and further into a particularly interesting flooded area. Why it's interesting? Well, we encountered this mechanism in Tomb of Tihocan. There are a couple of crates around. We need to release the water, essentially, so these crates will fall into place and we'll be able to use them to climb over here. Simple, right? And let's use this opportunity to also appreciate the added details. So patch 1.04 is out, or technically the third major patch. I did a whole segment where I went through the patch notes, I talked about the details, I talked about the collector's edition, pre-ordering, and that's when I lost my voice 2 weeks back and I decided to just scrap it all together. Instead, what I want to show you as a part of the patch is we can see these water reflections now. Let me show you in the real time. They're animated and they're close to the water surface, and as we release some of the water and it will lower, these reflections will be applied elsewhere, although surprisingly enough they're not applied here for this pocket of water. So I think these are not really the engine's capability of naturally recognizing where they are. I think the devs had to place them manually, and there are still some areas where they forgot to do that. But I mean, just look at the added details. Some of the paneling is rusting away, falling apart. We'll see much more examples like these, and it's absolutely wonderful. Be careful, you can take damage falling here if you don't expect the water to be depleted from here. And now actually there are no water reflections because we did away with the water, which is pretty cool, right? But I think it had to be manually implemented. Again, another bit of detail is you can see rays of light coming from rusted holes in the hull like this, even with some portholes and stuff like that. We'll see many more like these. And this is one of my favorites, as we'll get closer to it, a panel revealing small flow of water, a tiny waterfall that's actually animated once we make it there in person. And on top of that, you can see these small reflective pools of water everywhere. See that on the left? Wonderful. None of this was here upon the release of Tomb Raider 1, 2 and 3 Remastered. And this was, I think, a major point of visual overhaul of the previous patch, not even the latest one. Now, talking about that, let's prepare a shotgun and have a bit of a shotgun duel with this guy. Okay. Yeah, my maneuvering was not great. I tried to hide around the corner, but it still worked out great. We did not get hit. Now, I said I'm not going to use pistols for the rest of the game, so let's make use of those automatics, because there'll be two enemies down here, and I would love Lara to prioritize not that guy, because he's no threat from distance, but a shotgun-wielding enemy down there, because, you know, these guys, they can absolutely snipe you, okay? So, let's see. Oh, Lara took aim. That is excellent. Let's not release the action key. Ah, so close. Come on, you can do this, Lara. Wonderful. We did not get hit. They are down before we're even descending. Oh, by the way, this is the stream of water I was talking about, right? The safest way is to descend like this, okay? Now, each of these guys drop something, and the harpoons especially are worth their weight in gold, which, okay, they're not very heavy, but you get what I mean. They're very precious to me, and they should be to you as well if you're interested in all the kills. If you're not, then you don't need to bother at all. Okie dokie, so that's essentially that. We picked up our goodies. Like I said, this level is just about entering the actual shipwreck. The reason why I love these levels so much isn't for the Fathoms, it's the wreck of Maria Doria and the deck and the living quarters. Those are where it's all about, okay? The atmosphere is quite something. Now, before we really do anything here and mind the secret lever over there, oh yeah, cool thing, I've been watching Raidercast, where Alfredo and his husband Chris have been playing these levels, and there was this discussion whether these are pipes or lights.
Oh, they're pipes. Okay.
No, they're lamps.
I don't think they're lamps, I think they're pipes.
Let us know in the comments if they're clearly lamps or they are pipes, despite the fact that there are pipes everywhere visible in the ship.
And we finally see a proof that these are indeed lights. They're flickering, still working. In the original, I used to think these are pipes we're jumping over. I mean, can you blame me? But now we know for sure, which is really cool. And this already shows you that this is in fact the roof we're stepping on, and that's the normal floor. It's all upside down, which is cool. Talking about cool, just look at this shot, and you can stay here for as long as you want. That's one of the reasons why I made such a use of it for our rolling text in the very beginning. It gives you a sneak peek of a shark and 3 barracudas, all of which we are not gonna kill in this playthrough for the no fish soup achievement, okay? The barracudas you can, by the way, kill freely. You can even get bitten by them. They will not invalidate the achievement in any way, but they often accompany sharks, so that's why those specific barracudas I'm gonna be ignoring. First of all, let's open that door leading out, because the entire area is in fact optional. It only contains a secret, but it's still my duty to show you how to get everything but the kills that would invalidate an achievement in this kind of playthrough, okay? So I think this is a good spot to make our first save of the level, because we did not get bitten. By the way, if we scroll down, you will see I already made a save, number 28 for the Fathoms over here. That's when I was doing my initial recording when I lost my voice, right? So I'm gonna save here, and the way I'm gonna do this, and if you are interested in all the kills but also all the achievements, I recommend keeping a free slot for the Fathoms playthrough, for the Wreck of Mariadoria, for Living Quarters, the deck, and this one we're gonna keep for one of the alternate playthroughs where we're gonna focus on unlocking the fish soup achievement, right? That is not killing sharks, not getting bit by them. The other save slots I'm gonna actually use for 100%ing all the kills in these levels as well, okay? So again, stay on the lookout for that at the end of the video as a little bit of a bonus montage. So I'm gonna make my save here, and now let's descend into Depths of Darkness. We of course also wanna avoid, getting bitten by barracudas like that, because we wanna preserve our health. The shark got stuck in the corner, which is good, but he looks like he's just about getting unstuck. Ah, we got bitten. He did his biting sound. God damn it, these guys are annoying. So, achievement failed. Isn't that fun? Whilst we're here, let's just admire this crack in the ceiling. See, it was just a dark, depressing cavern like this, although the secret was much easier to spot. And this is as much as there was when it comes to seaweed. I mean, this is night and day difference, but it makes spotting that secret and later on even a key much more difficult. So, take your pick. Let me try this again. Okay, so knowing that the shark is stuck somewhere in that corner, perhaps we can take advantage of that. How did you... Never mind, doesn't matter. Let's go get our prize and hopefully not get bitten yet again. I'm trying to keep to the edges, hoping that will somehow confuse the shark. It's the only shot we got, and let's get out. Okay, the barracudas were close, but not the shark, right? Right, guys? I'm not losing my mind. The shark most certainly did not bite us. Anywho, I think let's take a picture of these things. This is pretty hilarious. Maybe with the shark in the distance. Something like this. Yeah, this works. And let's get out. Okay, we took some minor damage, but that's a good price to pay for that secret. But I'm trying to preserve as much health as I can for what's to come. By the way, in a sort of an all kills playthrough, this is what I recommend. Do not waste harpoons on the barracudas, instead take them down with pistols, okay? Trust me, you'll be very grateful you did by the time you reach the Wreck of Mariadoria level. Okay, so that's it. That was the secret. Now, what this room essentially consists of is a bit of a timed puzzle. Let me explain, and I want to show you one cool bit of detail. We need to get behind those fires using a combination of 4 different levers spread across this area. Now, before the grate was here, now they moved it up there because they realized, wait a second guys, this is supposed to be upside down after all, and now there's water leaking down here forming a puddle. I don't know why, this detail just impresses me so much. I guess I'm very easily impressed, make of that what you will, but it's touches like these that fully immerse me in this blocky environment, which is a very hard task to do. Anyway, let's start here in this area with a suggestion of a ladder, and press the first switch, which opens up a timed door. Whoa, thank you for regaining the camera control. Which opens up a timed door past the flames, that where we admired the grate, okay? Inside this door is yet another timed switch, which for a brief moment will turn off 2 of the 4 fires. Okay, there you see. By the way, the fire effects were supposed to be a bit touched up in one of the patches. They sure look a bit more intensive. It's much better than what was there shortly after release, I agree. They are closer akin to what we had in the original Tomb Raider 3. So it's a small improvement. Now, the door next to the secret entrance with the sharks and barracudas open. Okay. Standing jumps are essentially your friends here. That's how I think you'll do this most efficiently and especially most accurately, okay? Let's keep going. Okay, perfect. And now, by the time we approach the flames, even though we turned all of them off, the back ones will remain off, but the front ones will remain on, which means we again need to go to this door, okay? It is still open, thankfully, so I guess this one wasn't timed. We don't need to go to the central ladder lever. Now we turned off 2 of those flames yet again. And now we can get behind all of them. Once you do, and once they turn off again, you cannot go back. So make sure you got your hands on the secret and wrapped up your business, okay? I mean, that's not entirely true. You can go there. It's just you're gonna settle around fire and it's gonna hurt a lot, okay? First of all, let's dip into the shallow water here and immediately climb up because there is a barracuda waiting for us. There we go. It's all taken care of. Now, I would recommend saving here because we are gonna try and unlock this level's only achievement like Caesar. Honestly, I have no idea why it's called that way. But essentially, what the achievement consists of is using this underwater lever to open small porthole all the way here with a secret around the corner. Can you get the glimpse of gold over there? I hope you can. There it is, there it is, there it is. You'll need to press the lever then and then make it out. By the time you press that lever, you will also spawn the appearance of 3 barracudas which can chip away your health, which is not nice. We need to conserve our health if we are to beat this level without using a medpack because of this level's final encounter, which is an absolute ass. Okay, into the water we go, Lara. And swim up. And of course we want to do all this in one breath for the achievement. Let's see how we'll do. Now the lever should be to the left of the ladder, if I remember correctly. Wonderful. Okay, and now we need to go all the way to the bottom. The good thing is the barracudas are not here yet, but these constant camera angles wrestling away our view, it's a problem. The porthole closed underneath us, by the way, the one where we entered, so you cannot go for air like that. And picking up this gold dragon, you get harpoon ammo. You'll need it if you're interested in all the kills. Otherwise, it's a lame secret reward. But for me, like I said, these are worth their weight in gold. And now, there they are. Gosh darn it, we got bitten. Okay, okay, we can still do it. There we go. Like Caesar, go through the water shaft in one breath with gold dragon in your backpack. Oh, let's not waste ammo. Okay, and there's a 3rd barracuda there. Let's lure it out. It should come any second. Right? Right? Oh my god, where are you? Yeah, there you are. What's taking so long? It's biting, not realizing that we're above it. This is the same thing I talked about back when we encountered a shark at the beginning. Okay, and let's take care of you as well. Okay, that's it. All 3 barracudas taken care of. I mean, we can just ignore them. We don't have to bother since we're not going to get all the kills anyway. But this part I want to show you and then really just focus on those where we did not kill the enemies in the little bonus montage at the end of the level. Okay, I really didn't want to talk through my most favorite piece of music in this soundtrack. It is kind of unremarkable and yet incredibly atmospheric. It's the one I mentioned back in Bartoli's hideout when we picked up the detonator key that it plays nowhere else in the game. And as it turns out, that's not the case. I'm so happy about that. What are we trying to accomplish here? There's lots and lots and lots and lots of rubble. Well, first of all, we want to move that rubble by means of an explosion next to the lever where we're at to change their configuration, allowing us to go up here and then up back again. And there we'll press one lever to open up a door at the bottom of this huge shaft, the one over here, and we'll use another lever in another part of that area to essentially fill this with water, okay? But first... absolutely glorious. So, doesn't really matter in which order you'll do this. We might as well tackle the one that's closer to us first. And that's this one, okay? I think this will end up flooding it with water rather than opening the door, but we'll see. Again, this is just a large part of the level that has no enemies, no items or anything of that sort. So if I look at my notes in my notebook from 2014-15 when I tackled this Let's Play originally, I'm like, oh, this is a really short level, but it doesn't really account for areas where there are no kills or goodies. Ah, so that was the water one, okay. And now for yet another one to open the door, okay? Because we would not survive a fall through such a massive shaft. And both of these levers are only accessible upon you detonating that explosion, which makes me happy. Really, the music and the detonation reminds me of Bartoli's Hideout, which is just one of the best levels in the game, in my not-so-humble opinion. But the best is yet to come. Okay, and... oh, can we just climb this? This is not slippery, I hope? Wonderful. Thank you so much for cooperating, Lara. And up, up, up we go. Again, love the parallax effect on all that grating. It gives the whole game depth. Okay. And there we go. Now it's filled with water and open. And you could have maybe heard, just for a little while, Darth Vader breathing. That's because there is, of course, a diver. It's never as simple as that, okay? Now, Lara will never grab this, for whatever reason. She'll fall down. I probably should not have even held the control key, but I wanted to show you that in practice. Okay, but let's hear. We essentially wrapped up the business here with this here puzzle. And now, the not-so-easy task of luring this diver to the surface so we can take care of him without wasting our harpoons. Oh boy. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna save the game here. I think we've earned that, because what comes is an especially tough encounter at the very end of the level. Okie dokie. So, to begin with, let's just wait for him to come out, or even better, let's have him already start shooting at us. And remember the evasive maneuvers from the diving area? Okay. Okay, doing pretty good so far, but now we're taking some hits, which is a bit unfortunate, granted. But the diver is dead. I've only a couple of days ago finished playing the New Game Plus. I'm so amazed by how quickly the enemies go down on the standard difficulty. Glorious. And now get your shotgun ready. This is the toughest one. Shotgun, backflip. Oh my god, that was quite the rate of fire. Gosh darn it! Did you ever see such a fast rate of fire from this guy? What is this nonsense? And of course, Lara will prioritize the wrench-wielding thunk as opposed to the shotgun wielder. Oh, I'm not giving up. Time for round 2. Revenge, Lara. That's all that's on your mind. Is that correct? Let's see if it would make more sense to try it like this rather than backflipping. Well, yes, that did buy us a little bit more time this time around. Okay, I accept that. Still not happy that they got to us, but now you know why I've been concerned about not having to treat... about our caretaker Winston, Michael McConkie, not having to treat too many Barracuda bites, okay? This encounter is what you're saving up your health for, alrighty? So, let's press this lever. And before we take another step through here... let's just check the stats. 14, 10, wonderful. So I'm gonna make a save here. Again, this is our alternate timeline where we're doing the No Fish Soup Today achievement, okay? But I'm still gonna show you how to unlock everything else. Just some kills. For the kills, however, I would ask you to stick around. Right, 16 minutes. So I guess technically this was this game's shortest level up to this point. Huh, doesn't feel like it somehow. That's probably because I started working on it 2 weeks ago. We have found all 3 secrets, we have picked up all 14 goodies, however, we have killed only 10 out of 16 enemies, because we let 3 sharks and 3 barracudas alive. However, thanks to this, our progress for the No Fish Soup Today achievement is solid and not endangered in any way, and what's also awesome, we complete the level without using any medpacks. Always happy about that. So that's it, guys. We're doing great achievement-wise. We even unlocked this level's one and only achievement. However, I just can't leave things like this. For those of you who are like me and just have this itch that can only be scratched by killing all 516 enemies of Tomb Raider 2, stick around, because I'm gonna show you how to kill those barracudas and sharks that we let live before, and how to best manage your harpoon ammunition, which is gonna be very important. In case you're not interested in that, I'm gonna see you next time in the Wreck of Maria Doria, the proper shipwreck level where we get to explore how beautiful and sad these environments are, where a tragedy occurred long time ago. Okay, so here we are back again using my diving area level exit save. We are now starting an alternate playthrough where we're gonna properly 100% all these levels by landing all the kills. By now we conserved all the harpoon ammunition in the game, that is, we haven't fired it a single time. Let's fix that. What we want to do is fire off 8 harpoons at the shark, meaning we'll be left with 16 at the end of the fight. And I find the best way to do this is to really get behind, and rather than them chasing us, we'll chase them. And don't worry about hearing the shark biting sounds. They will not invalidate the achievement in your alternate playthrough. I have tested this on PS5. Haha, there we go. There's something so immensely satisfying about doing a deep dive, taking a harpoon gun into your hands and slaughtering the apex predators of the oceans. It feels incredible. So, that was the first shark to contend with. What's gonna be perhaps a bit more difficult will be tackling the second one, okay? But in general, the best strategy with every single shark, assuming you have the space to maneuver and they're not surrounded by an army of barracudas, is to aim at their tail, and then you can circle chase them rather than them circle chasing you. If you make the slightest mistake, you're gonna lose 1/3 of your health, or even worse, waste a harpoon, which is not good. Okay, now let's see. Is there a shark here? No, not yet. Okay. Well, you know what? In this case, I would in fact recommend getting a rebreather next to the flooded crates room, okay? This is much closer, I think, to the shark than going back would be, but let's see. We can absolutely already unholster our harpoon gun. By the way, something I never talked about, I think, is you can see the ammunition in the magazine there. It's 4 harpoon shots. This count is a subject to being messed up upon you saving and reloading the game. You know what? Let me show you right here and right now. Remember, this is a save slot for our No Fish Soup Today playthrough, so I'm gonna make a proper save slot here where we're gonna 100% the in-game stats. Now, let me load the game and show you exactly what got messed up. Well, this is a bit embarrassing. Nothing got messed up. I mean, I'm happy about that, but on both PS4 and PS5, my harpoon count in my magazine would always turn to 3 upon reloading. Very strange. Well, anywho, the important thing is we slew the second shark and did not get bitten, although we did hear the biting sound. But we invalidated the achievement in this alternate playthrough just by the virtue of us hurting the sharks, right? This whole achievement actually really reminds me of the Clever Girl one when it comes to the raptors in Peru in TR1. Many people claim to have not been bitten but not unlocked the achievement. I think it's the same principle. They triggered the raptor biting sounds and that invalidated it. This is, in my opinion, much worse, because there you could kill the raptors, but here, oh, no such luck. Anywho, I'm gonna see you guys when we reach the spot with the second secret, because there be a shark surrounded by an army of barracudas. By the way, a bit of a different glitch pertaining to the harpoon gun ammunition. Despite the fact that we left with 4 shots in our magazine, upon picking up new bundle of harpoon gun ammunition, When you pick it up and get 3 new harpoons added to your inventory, it also overrides the value in Lara's magazine, turning the 4 in her magazine into 3. Now don't worry, the total ammunition count will still be correct. However, you'll just be wondering, why are we suddenly reloading after 3 shots? I'm not sure if this bug was present in the original version of the game. That will require some further testing, as the magazine info was never shown in the corner of the screen, but I do hope this will get fixed in the future. You should not have to reload earlier just because you picked up new ammunition into the reserve. Now I can't recommend saving here enough, okay? So I'm gonna show you how essentially to lure the 3 barracudas to this little hidey hole to take potshots at with literally anything but our harpoon gun and reserve the harpoon ammunition just for the shark. Now a tool in your arsenal that's absolutely indisposable is, perhaps a bit surprisingly, the photo mode, because you can just peek around the corners to see exactly how close these guys are. Or if you're a bit more brave, you can use the look key in real time, but I would not recommend that. By the time you turn, you'll take bites. And we don't want that. Okay, and that is 1 barracuda down. Let's give the other one a bit more time to distance itself. It's not really for its own well-being, but ours, so we have time to go down and climb up in time. Oh my god, see how fast they can be? It was nowhere to be seen. Maybe this is a different one, I don't know, I don't care, but there it is. We only landed a single shot, so rinse and repeat this process to the best of your ability. It helps to fall into the water facing forward and then do an underwater roll. That's the best way I found. Now, where's the rest of you bastards? Okay, since they're so far away, I'm gonna use the look key rather than photo mode. Okay, that's just about enough out of you. Cool. I think that's the second one down. And now all we gotta look forward to is the third one. So again, let's dangle Lara's sexy body in... Whoa, water! Again, where did it come from? Yeah, we landed 1 shot. That's nothing to celebrate. Anywho, let's go, go, Miss Croft. And where are you now? Okay, now if this looks a bit hectic and messy and not worth the trouble... Yeah... You're right. I mean, I'm a completionist, but if you guys are not done bothered with this nonsense, it's terrible. And look how much automatic pistols ammo we're wasting. Just absolute disaster. I think that fish is still... Oh no, it's dead! Oh, that's very good. I never noticed it dying, but there it is. All 3 of them down. And that means we have only 1 adversary to face, the shark. By the way, remember what I talked about the moment we picked up that harpoon bundle? Our count of shots increased from 8 to 12, to 11, but only 3 are now in our magazine. So the good thing is, you're not going to lose any harpoon gun ammunition, the glitch is not that severe, but this time we're going to have to reload twice before killing the shark. And it's one of the reasons why I'm so scared, and I'm gonna absolutely save here after killing those 3 barracudas. Now remember, the best strategy is to start chasing the shark's tail. Then it's not gonna be really able to do anything to you. Unfortunately, we have to reload twice, which is gonna slow us down significantly, but 1 more harpoon to the back, and the shark is ours. Ha ha ha. Ah, such a sweet feeling. Lara Croft is the apex predator of oceans, and no one else is gonna take that prize from her. You know what, I think this is gonna make for a worthwhile picture, or I would even like to strike a pose with the shark. I'm not really sure how the hell this is gonna turn out. Yep, pretty good, but I would like some... Okay, we gotta do this, come on. And we gotta do it from a correct angle. Let's ponder your existence, Lara. In this setting, right here, right... Oh my god, look at those teeth, they're even more terrifying in the original. Okay, just really wanted to take a snapshot. So I'm gonna see you guys, essentially, when we encounter the 3 barracudas real quick, and essentially at the very level end. Because we wrapped up our business here, and you already know how to slay all the other enemies. But we wanna see that sweet stat screen, so that's where I'm gonna see you. Well, that went much better, didn't it? I was really looking forward to a repeat of this fight to see if we could do it a bit better. And our ultimate reward in this all kills playthrough, more harpoon gun ammunition. Just absolutely the best. Okay, so there we go, 14-16, wonderful. Oh, by the way, this entire time I've been putting off talking about the most requested feature of the patch. And I was sort of thinking, even before they implemented it, what would be the best way? Put Lara's shades in her actual in-game inventory, and they did. This was not in the in-game inventory in the remasters before this patch, it was there in the original, and it essentially allowed you to retweak some of the graphical settings in-game. This time it's called Outfit, not Extras, and it allows you to change your outfits freely and enable or disable the sunglasses no matter what outfit you're wearing. That is, once you complete the game at least once. We can go back to Tomb Raider 1 and already mess around with that. It's pretty much the same outfit selection that you can see in the photo mode, right? So that's something to look forward to. Another cool thing is that you essentially don't have to do this each time you start a level or load a game, okay? Before, using the sunglasses cheat, holding the look and walk keys during loading screens, you had to do that every single time the game would load into something. This will make it permanent and enabled, and it actually is enabled automatically upon you starting New Game Plus. You know, just like the patch notes say, you need them for that extra slay, and there's plenty of slaying in New Game Plus. My god, it's insane. Okay, so just want to briefly touch on that. It's a really neat feature. One of the things I don't like about the patch is that using the weapon hotkeys is now made more awkward when using a controller. I noticed this on both PS4 and PS5. On keyboard, I didn't notice any problems, but I think most of you guys are using controllers to play this, even on PC, and that sucks, right? I hope they'll fix it ASAP. New patches should not break things. But check out TheGameBreakersUK channel for really excellent, on-point, very brief, well-informed coverage of the patches. So that's a good place to check out all your Tomb Raider patch information. Okay, with that out of the way, I'm gonna make a victorious save here, because we just about beat 40 Fathoms as it was intended to, and that is with all 16 kills, okay? And again, we didn't use a medpack, our health is actually excellent, we got all our hands on all goodies. I hope you enjoyed this brief run through the level. This is essentially what I'm going to do also for Wreck of Mariadoria and the deck level. Well, maybe not necessarily for the deck level, because there you can very easily retrace your steps and revisit and re-kill the sharks you will ignore literally from the very end of the level. We'll see how I'll handle it in what I will consider the most efficient way. So hopefully this will help, and I of course made this save in our alternate playthrough. By the way, in case you're worried, just like I was, what if you having an alternate playthrough where you are killing the sharks will somehow mess up the achievement for the other playthrough where you are not killing the sharks? I cannot of course comment on Steam here because I haven't done it yet, because I want it to be unlocked live as we're recording. But on PlayStation 5 at least, it worked flawlessly, okay? And technically I have not yet tested it on Good Old Games version, but I will be doing it as we move on to the next level and the next one after. I'm also testing everything on GOG. So that's the only assurance I can get you that it worked on PS5, okay? So, hopefully this was fun, and before I'll see you in the Wreck of Mariadoria, I would like to use this opportunity to thank my amazing and especially very patient patrons, given the fact that I haven't uploaded in a while due to my failing health. Blank Goopel, Mick, Severin Drax, Marek Malec and Katie Danger, thank you guys so much for being my Winstons and for bringing Lara some of that antiseptic mouthwash. She'll need it after swallowing that much salt water today. Next, I would like to give big thanks to my caretaker Winston, Michael McConkie. Thank you so much for treating all the barracuda bites Lara sustained today. As for the shark bites, let's pretend those didn't happen, given the achievement we are trying to unlock. Next, a very special thank you to my veteran Winston, Andrea Paviglianetti. Thank you so much for polishing all of Lara's harpoons, ensuring that she can hunt down all the sharks, prove her dominance, and become the apex predator of oceans. She couldn't have done it without you. Next, I would like to give a very special thank you to my one and only fine vintage Winston, Akira Foxmind. Thank you so much for so generously and patiently supporting my channel, and also I really appreciate you teaching Lara the virtue of meditation, which essentially allows her to hold her breath just long enough to navigate all these dark, watery tunnels filled with danger. We couldn't have done it without you. And finally, thank you to everyone watching for making it this far. I hope you found the video useful, and be on the lookout for the Wreck of Mariatoria, where I'm gonna see you next. I'm not about to slow down. We're doing these underwater levels, and we're doing them right. You have a lot to look forward to.